Okay, actually, I gotta film it this way. Okay, I'm learning. Hey, buddy. Okay, Art. I think you're on.
Hello. I am. This is like in the middle of a project. I just my wife said to me, "Hey, let's get a video of what you're doing." So I am repadding a clarinet right now. I'm in the middle of the job. I already cleaned the body. The body is, well, I did not buff the keys yet, but I put it in water, cleaned it up, made sure that everything was clean. And this is a plastic clarinet, so I can put it in the water, and it does not hurt anything. Let's see, I buffed the keys. Right now I am cleaning off the buffing compound, and I just do that by rubbing it down with a t-shirt material. And I'm almost done doing that. I have just those keys left. What I'm doing right now is, well, I'm cleaning them off, and then if there's some that need to be buffed again, I'm making a pile there. See, I missed a few spots on a few keys. So I will be buffing in a few minutes as soon as I get this done.
So how often do you have to rebuff?
In the midst of a project?
Right, like you said you missed some spots.
Usually I don't miss any, but these keys were a little more tarnished, and they did have a few more spots than usual. But usually I don't have to redo any keys. But this time I am.
So how can you tell that they need?
Because they are like this. It's kind of
Your camera
dull.
hole is right up here.
It's kind of a dull looking.
Okay.
It's a tarnished spot.
Okay.
So I noticed that when I'm cleaning them up. So I'm just going to finish up this last key. Then I'm going to do some buffing.
And if you guys have any questions for Art, I'm behind. Hello. I'm behind the camera, so I can read your questions to Art, and he can answer them while he's working here.
Okay, now I'm going to buff. You always need safety glasses when you buff. Clarinet keys tend to go flying around if you're not careful, or even if you are careful, sometimes they go flying around. Especially the ring key, the thumb ring, that one goes flying more often than any other key. The buffing gloves are to protect my hands while I buff. And this is the white buffing compound. Some of that on the wheel. And this time I'm just touching up the spots I missed. And let's see, what did I miss on this one? Just a little bit on the front of the top. If you have any questions about buffing or clarinets or anything really, feel free to ask. I actually do a lot better when people are asking questions. So it would actually help me if you ask some questions.
Willow's Garden said that she played clarinet in school.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
and I have a customer coming, so.
Okay, we'll just leave it on,
Okay.
and you can pop. This is Brian Tett.
Hello. Good. How are you?
Good.
Are these 4 for him?
Yes. The little right
Four.
there. Yeah. Well, we got actually 2 for him, 2 for the other.
Do they all go to him
And
though?
after. Well, do you want all 4?
Who's it going to?
Is this on right now?
It is.
Okay. Let me have to. We're actually in the middle of a
Live.
thing, so we have to. I don't want to use any names on that.
Just
Okay,
you could show it
so-
to me.
These are yours.
Is it going to high school or middle school?
High school.
I'm not going to the high school, but I can
Okay,
drop them off
well,
if you want me to.
I can just call. I can call the other band director. We can. do
Okay.
that. So. Okay.
And
All right,
just
yeah,
leave
just grab
this, or
Okay. So I'll do the other one. These. We wrote the other 2 on there too. So should I just give this to?
Yeah. So I'm gonna be coming back for a tenor, right?
Yes.
So you would want to do it all in one shot? Is that what you want to do?
We can do that too.
It's up to you.
Okay. I'll just
Doesn't
we'll do it
matter
that
to
way
us.
then. It'd probably be easier for the school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever is easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 PO is probably easiest for them.
Okay.
yes.
All right. Thanks a lot. Sorry.
You're
to
welcome.
interrupt.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay, see you later.
Have a nice day.
You too. This isn't gonna have to be.
I get, yeah.
I'll get it.
I get it for you.
You want to grab that? If you grab the door, that'd be great.
Okay, thanks. I'll see you later.
Yep.
Okay, I'm back.
The beauty of owning your own shop, right?
You get to see what life is like here. I know usually when I do videos, it's not exactly scripted, but you can hit the edit button and edit things out. Like if the phone rings, I'm just waiting for the phone to ring too. But when you're doing live, just whatever happens is what happens. So I'm going to clean these up again.
Yes, by all means, please do ask a question.
Okay, what's the question?
It takes a minute to go through all the lines and get back to them. So there's a little bit of not much of a delay, but there's a little bit of a delay.
Okay, so those keys are done. Now I have to buff the posts on the body. And that's done just about the same way. The only thing is on bodies, you have to watch out for springs. So if you're buffing around the spring, if I were to buff it like this, since the wheel is turning this way, it would grab the spring and bend it, and probably a lot of times it would break it. So you just buff it the other way. You have to be careful of all the springs. Whichever direction the spring is going, you have to make sure that you're going down on the wheel, or sideways or down. And also if you actually can buff springs, and I do that sometimes if the springs get rusty. These are not rusty, but if they do get rusty, you can buff springs, but you have to be very careful when you do it and make sure that you're getting at it from the right direction. So I am going to buff the body here.
My friend actually recommended this awesome channel to me. Do you know Joe? He says he knows you personally.
So,
We know a lot of Joes.
I do know some Joes. Yeah,
All right, here's another question for you. When working on trombone slides, why does the overhead light need to be fluorescent?
Because fluorescent lights are horizontal like that. If it's just one light, then it doesn't, the reflection is not the same. It's like one point of reflection instead of a line of reflection. So if you actually got a slide and looked at it to like a fluorescent light or another light, you could tell the difference. So that is the reason why.
I am a sax repairman here in Chicago. 99% of my repairs are clarinets. I've never really overhauled a clarinet. I've done minor stuff for them like leaks and corks.
Okay.
And then someone else says, hi folks, Tuck has been enjoying working on that Noble clarinet.
Okay, that's one I sold.
I'm thinking it must have been
Oh, good.
one of...
Okay. Yeah, I do have a website where I sell instruments that need repair, so that people can practice repairing. And Janelle will leave the link to that site if you want to check that out. But I do have a lot of used instruments, and a lot of them are very inexpensive. There are ones that I'm not going to work on, but other people might want to work on them for practice repairing. So I'm going to start buffing the body. Since this is plastic, I'm not going to buff the plastic. You can buff wood if you're using the right type of buffing compound. Do not use red buffing compound on wood. But you can use the white buffing compound on wood, but this is plastic. It would mess up the plastic and like burn it, and so don't do that. I'm just going to buff the posts and the rings and the thumb rest. I just go through and do it one post at a time. And again, if you're doing this for the first time, you probably will lose a couple springs, but after a while you get good at it. I don't know, you probably didn't notice this. There's one spring I'm doing and I had to go at it from the other direction, so I just put my finger over it so that the wheel would not grab the spring. It would just get my buffing glove right here, and it would do its job without risking the spring. So when you do this job, you learn those little tricks. And usually you don't even think about it when you do it. You just kind of do it after you've done it long enough. I would estimate that I've repadded, how many clarinets have I repadded? Probably 2,000. That's a guess. I might be off. But it's been a lot.
All right, I have a good question for you, Art.
Okay.
And this one's funny.
Okay?
How do you keep your bench clear and clean like that?
I don't.
Does it ever get messy when you overhaul a saxophone, for example? He's got a tenor sax.
What can you see in my... I'm not sure
Well,
what you can
I just
see in
turned
there.
it. Okay. But this is
so-
what they're saying right there.
Okay, well, let me explain my bench. Well, let me finish this, then I'll explain my bench in just a second. Okay, almost done with this joint stuff, the other joint to do. Okay. That looks good. Okay, let me explain my bench right now. You can show them the whole thing, just...
Okay. You want, how much of the whole thing do you want? The whole thing?
I don't want any names on there or anything. Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay. The band director that just came in, he also brought in a tenor saxophone. He just wanted a neck cork on it, so I did the neck cork. But then I noticed a lot of other things wrong with it. It's missing a lot of key corks right there, there, and then there's a key cork right here that's missing, which will actually do more than just make noise. Like this key cork, it will just make noise, but then there are other ones that will mess up the adjustment. Like this one here. See, it does not close the C key, so that would mess up some of the notes. It's a little bit dusty too. And there are several other things on here that needed to get done, so and there's a rip in a pad right there, so this one would play very poorly. So I called him and I said, do you want me to do the other stuff on it? I said, it'll probably be another $150, $200 for the other work. And so he said, yes, go ahead and do it. So I'm going to work on that one. This clarinet here, I have another clarinet in pieces. I was working on that. Someone wanted a clarinet, so I started working on it to get it ready to sell. And then in the middle of me doing that, they came in and they said they changed their mind. It did not want a clarinet. So instead of keeping working on it, I had other stuff I needed to do. So well, this is here, and it'll probably be here for another couple weeks. So that's those instruments. And then there's the one I'm working on now. Then I have two screw boards. Usually I just try to keep one screw board at a time. But this one has the one clarinet on it. This one has the clarinet I'm working on right now. And I have a lot of junk here, as you can tell. And if a little dirty secret here, the reason this junk is here is because when I take videos, it comes through like that. So it misses this. So it's a little dirty secret of the Brass and Woodwind shop.
A little bit of reality check
Right,
here.
yeah, reality check. But if you watch my first videos I ever did, you will see a very messy bench. And then a while into doing the videos, I decided I should probably clean up my bench. So I did, and at least some of the way. So that's the answer to that question.
Dave says hello.
Hello. Okay, so
I think you got to buff
where
that
was
other
I?
body.
Right, you have to buff this. So
Have you tried using Music Medic's Tech Cork for clarinet joints instead of natural cork?
I have not. I can't tell you much about it. I've always used natural cork. It is a little more expensive, but I think it works very well. And usually someone will switch to something and then a while later, then they'll switch back. So I have just stuck with natural cork my entire career. And I probably will just stick with it for the rest of my life unless cork prices go up a lot more or something. But as of right now, I don't know anything about that. So And if they wanted to send me something, I could try it out and do a what do you call it?
Product
a
test.
product review of it. But they have not done that yet. So anyway, but yes, I use natural cork, and I will probably use that my entire life.
Willow's Garden says she remembers when you cleaned off your bench.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a while ago. Okay, so I'm going to buff this, and then we'll be done with the buffing.
David says this is beyond exciting. You've got to do these again.
Okay. I very well may. We'll see how it goes. How many people are watching right now?
It's been bouncing around between 11 and 8.
Okay, well, I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's reality. Like when I do a video, I can pack an entire day's work into a 10 or 15 minute video. If you're watching it live, you get the boring stuff. You get tedious, and you have to be patient. All that. So.
But some people might really like to watch this type of thing.
They might. This is reality. If you are thinking about getting into band instrument repair, it's probably a great thing to watch the reality of it, and that this is not like an exciting job. It's not. There are exciting jobs out there. This is not one of them. It's a fun job. It's relaxing, but it's not exciting. Sometimes, occasionally, you have something that's really fun and exciting and all that, but usually not. The funny thing is that I am the type of person who I love action. I hate sitting around doing nothing. So you might think this would not be the job for me, but when I get home at the end of a day, I'm not tired. I'm ready to go. So I don't get home and have to sit on the couch, watch TV, and drink a beer. I don't do any of that. When I get home, I'm ready to go. So that is one of the good things about this job. It's not it's not really that physically demanding. Now, if you do tubas all the time, tuba dents, things like that, then yeah, it's a little physically demanding. But most of the things I do are not. Was there another question?
Willow's Garden said, I think it's exciting. It's not boring to me. And David says, I'll have to send more French horns then. Well, Dave, just wait until we can finish the other ones that you sent to us. Let's get those done, and then we can talk.
Right.
This going live is like, how HGTV, that's like your YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. You can show the progress in a 25 or 30-minute episode, where doing live, you see the painful truth that these take a lot of time to do.
And I guarantee you're not going to see a finished clarinet unless we keep it going for another couple of hours, which we're not planning on.
No, we don't want to bore everybody. They'll all leave.
Yeah. So when I edit my videos, I try to think, what would people want to see and how long would they want to see it? Like, if I'm showing a clarinet, cleaning up the posts on a clarinet body that I just buffed, I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'll show you how to do 1 or 2 or 3 and then move on to the next thing. And now, you guys got to see all of it. And, let's see, is that
Mom says hi.
Hi, your mom or my mom?
My mom.
Hi.
Willow's Garden says, it's time-consuming, but very satisfying.
Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm done with that. The next step is cork. Both the key corks on the keys and the tenon corks. So, I'm going to do that. I'm move this out of the way. I do this because, it keeps my bench from getting dirty, so I have all that dust on there. Sometimes I'll take it outside and shake it. I mean, I can do that right now, but I'll do that later. Okay. And then, when I'm done buffing, I remove the wheel and the spindle because that can poke you. How do I know?
Experience?
I've gotten scraped on that a lot of times. Yeah.
On the bench says, thanks for the honest answer. That was in regards to
Yeah,
how
the-
you
how
keep
my
your,
bench looks,
yes,
yes.
how to keep your bench so clean.
Oh, and also another thing, I have some metal I got from the hardware store. I was going to do a video of a project, and well, things got busy, and it will get done later, hopefully pretty soon. So.
David says, does Art feel nervous having half the planet watching him work right now? Well, the truth is, David, there's only 11 of you guys watching right now, so it's, you know, not half the planet. It's just a few of you guys.
Yeah. We'll put this on YouTube, and a few other people will watch it there, but it still probably not be the most watched video I've ever done. So. Okay.
Okay, so what do you have there, Art?
What do you want? Do you want key corks or tenon corks first?
Let's do tenon corks.
Tenon corks. Okay.
Do I get to choose, or do the viewers get to choose?
You can choose, and maybe I can do both. You know what I'll do? I'll do both, actually.
David says tenon.
Okay, this is my...
I think the tenons are more exciting.
I don't know about that, but anyway. I do get to hit the cork, so you might like that. This is my drawer where I keep my my cork stuff, and you can see I have tape on there. That's for saxophone necks, and I have wax that's to fill in the holes on the cork. So what I do is I have two different thicknesses that I use. On this one, I'll probably need the thinner of the two. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay. So I'm using, I think it's 3/64 inch. Don't ask me in metric. I don't know what it is in metric.
Google it.
Yeah. Okay. So what I do is I hold this up. Not to
Can I zoom in, Art, here?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Hold this up on the cork track. This is called a cork track. I don't hold it up to there, but up to there where it needs to go. I hold that, take a razor, and I cut that right on the end there, like that. Then I have the two little cuts. Then I take my ruler, and then I line those two cuts up, and I cut that, and then that is the one for that tenon. And then I'm going to, I need to do all four tenons, well, the 3 tenons and then the mouthpiece. So that's how I
Someone
do
else
that.
says thank you for your answer and showing all the junk on your bench.
Yes.
He said it made him feel better.
Well. Okay, so here's number 2. And again, if I were editing a video, I'd edit the vast majority of this out. But here I am in real life doing this, so you get to see all of it.
So do you find that it's best to like cut them for the best use of your time, to cut them all at once instead of doing one tenon at a time?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of times you only do one tenon, like if someone brings it in and they just want one tenon done or whatever, for whatever reason, like a lot of times just one tenon will be bad, then I would just do it one at a time, obviously, but in this case, when you're doing all 4, then you would do all of them at once.
My mom says this is easier than editing for you.
Right. No editing needed.
Well, this is actually really cool to watch, so I think we should share it with people.
Great. Yeah, I know this is something that most people never see. Now, I remember when I was a kid, the local music store down the street, Christian Music Center, they had a repair department, and I always so badly wanted to go check out their repair department, but I thought it was like totally awful, and it's like no one could go in there. You know, when you're a kid, you think like that. And yeah, but anyway, here I am now in a repair department all the time. But anyway, looking back, it's kind of funny that I just thought that, you know, you can't go there. This is just like too like a forbidden place. But,
Oh, my favorite part.
okay, rawhide mallet, cork, and then everybody says, why do you hit the cork? Well, the reason why is to soften it because it has to go around a fairly small diameter, so that keeps it from breaking.
Hey, that's a job that I can do.
Right. Well, this is not a hard job. I always say that you have 1,000 easy things to do. You just need to know which one to do at which time.
On the bench wrote, does buffing the clarinet body affect the tone holes? Oops, hang on. The tone holes. I feel it wears them down, or do you just buff around them?
Yes, you buff around them. As I mentioned, I did not buff the tone holes on this clarinet because it's plastic. On wooden ones, you can buff the body, but you have to avoid the tone holes. So if you're buffing, and the tone holes are set in, so you just you can go over it slightly if you don't hit the tone hole, but even that's risky. So you just go around the tone hole. And usually you don't even need to buff wooden clarinets, just if it's really dirty, or there might be other reasons why, but usually I don't buff wooden clarinet joints either, only if I need to.
Okay, what are you doing now?
Oh, yes, I'm cutting the tapers in the cork, and the reason why I'm doing that is so that when it goes on there, it's tapered and it fits on there a little better, and that way it's less likely to come off. Because if you didn't cut the taper, it would there'd be a gap in there, and it would start working its way open after a while. Okay, now the glue. Let's see. Oop, that's my old glue. I need to get rid of that one. There, the new glue. Now this is contact cement, and you put a little bit on that little taper that I cut, and then the whole back side.
This is the stinky stuff.
Yes, it is. It smells like chemicals, which it is. I think even the state of California says it's bad for you.
The state of California tells us there's a lot of things that are going to kill us.
Right. So anyway, yeah, you don't want to sniff it for too long, but if you, a few minutes won't hurt you. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe it will, but I don't think it will hurt you.
We actually have a new addition to your shop the last couple weeks.
Yes. You want to show that to them?
Well, do they want to see the rest of the bad shop?
Well, I don't know about that.
We actually got a new air purifier for in here, and it's actually very interesting because it has a digital gauge, and it tells us, like when Art's buffing, the so-called pollution, air quality, actually goes down in here.
It's way down.
And then when he's done, it gets all cleaned up. It was really bad when I swept the other day.
Mm-hmm. And you can see that I'm leaving them with the one they go with, because if I start swapping them around, they are different widths. So you want to make sure that they stay with the correct tenon.
Willow's Garden says, how long did it take for you to get your master's at repairing instruments? Do you want to tell them the dirty little secret?
I don't have a master's degree. I do not even have a degree. I am...
it's a technical school.
Yes, I have a diploma, they call it. A diploma just means that the college says that you finished the course. So that took 9 months. It was it's a 1 year, one school year thing. And let's see, I went to Red Wing Technical College. I believe Renton Technical College does a 2-year class. I think, don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. And then Western Iowa Tech, I believe, is also 1 year. Did I do these ones yet? Yes, I did. Here I'm talking and forgetting what I'm doing. Okay.
Here's a little fun fact for you.
So I am going to leave these to sit for just a few minutes, and while I do that, I'm going to do a few key corks. Okay, what's your fun fact?
My fun fact is when you and I were corresponding, do you remember what you did for me?
Yes. I took a tape recorder, yes.
An audio cassette, like the old style.
That dates us a bit, but anyway. I took that and I explained what I was doing while I was repadding a clarinet.
I think we still
I
have
sent
it
that to you.
upstairs.
Yes, I believe we do.
I'll tell you, going live is far more exciting because you can actually see what you're doing.
Oh, you don't just hear it.
Right.
Okay, you want to bring the camera over here?
Yep.
And I'll show a key cork. Okay. And most of my viewers have probably already seen this because I do have videos of key corks. Okay, well there's a clarinet key, and you need to know where the cork goes, and it goes right here on this one. And also you need to know approximately what thickness. This is the 1/64th inch cork. That's the thin stuff. They do make thinner stuff, but rarely do you need it on a clarinet. And then the next size up, let's see, where is it? Right here. Well, it's okay. Well, anyway, this is the next size up. Well, actually, I think it's 2 sizes up. But you can sand these down. So on a clarinet, it does not matter that you get the exact right size, because you can always sand it down. Or if it's not thick enough, then you have to take the key off and put a new cork on. But it's not that hard to do.
Okay, so I think you need to tell the viewers that the cork isn't naturally sticky. What did you do to it?
Right. I guess they would. Yeah.
I mean, does that look like magic? You heated up the key, and then boom, it's stuck.
Yes, and then they try and say, "Why doesn't this work?" Because I take some of the glue and I just paint it on there and then just let it dry, and then I leave it there. The contact cement is made to work. It dries for about 5 minutes or so, and then you can put the two together and it sticks. And I put the glue on the tenon, and I also put the glue on the cork, so it sticks like that. But you can also, if you put some on the cork, you can, once you heat up the metal, it only works on metal though. If you heat up the metal, you can stick the cork onto it and it will stick. Now it does not work on lacquer, so if you have, like this one here, these are lacquered keys, it will not work on that. So what you would do is you would just paint the glue onto both the cork and the key, and then the two would stick together. Okay, so what I do is put this on there with the tapered end on first, and then you have to get it straight like that. You don't want it up or down. And then I take a screwdriver and roll that down. That makes it stick a lot better. And then you carefully guide the cork on the cork track, and you have to stay right in the middle of the cork track. And then I don't go all the way. I go part of the way and then push it down some more, and then finish up the job like that. And then you take the razor and you cut off the excess like that. And then you obviously do not throw away that piece of cork. You put it on your the cork thing there, and you use it for the key corks. So
Now, what about the end on that edge on your one that you just did? How are you going to smooth that out?
okay, I'm going to sand that down. Normally I would do it, I would do all four and then sand them all together, but for the sake of a video, I can show you how to sand. How long have we been going at this?
34 minutes.
Oh wow! And are people still watching?
Yeah, you're up to 15. Samantha said, what's the difference between the cork you use for the tenons and the cork sheets you can get at a hardware store?
I didn't know you could get cork at a hardware store, but I am guessing that probably, the cork at a hardware store is either going to be lower grade or it's going to be composition cork. Now this is natural cork, and this is composition cork here. And this is actually made, this is from Music Medic. So it's actually made for instruments, but most composition cork you would not want to use.
Trying to show them the difference here.
Like if you took it off of a cork board.
So
Yeah, what is it? It's like
then
chopped up
natural.
into little pieces and then squished together and glued together. And if you get the instrument grade composition cork, you're probably fine. But if you get the stuff from the hardware store, it's probably going to be like for cork boards and things, and it's just going to fall apart. Especially on a tenon. Now on a key it might hold up a little longer, but I don't suggest using it. You can get the natural cork from Freeze. I think their website is freezetoolsinc.com, and you can get all of this cork from there. It's expensive. Let's see, something, actually I probably shouldn't even give prices because prices are subject to change, but, well, this one I used part of that, but like a 12 by 4 inch piece of thick stuff like this is going to be, I'll just say more than $20. And the thinner stuff is expensive too, but anyway. Yeah, I don't want to give prices because the prices can change, and anyway. So now I'm going to, oh wait, right, I was going to sand those. You know, at this job you get into a habit and you can do it without even thinking really. And I can work and talk at the same time. I've come to find out most people cannot do that. I always thought everyone could work and talk at the same time, but anyway, I can talk on the phone while working, and it doesn't really slow me down usually. So.
Yeah, now you're working at full speed.
Right, and trying. Yeah, one left here. Any other questions?
Samantha says thank you for answering her question.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so what else should I do before you wind up?
I think we'll have you show them how to sand the tenons there, and then we'll probably call that good for now.
Okay.
If you guys want to, if you know a musician that may find this interesting, please share our link. We're going to be publishing this video after we get off live, so please share them, and you know, we always appreciate all of you guys being here, supporting art. Hopefully you find this interesting and fun.
Can they see over here?
They can, yep.
Okay, this is a bench peg, and it used to be conical, but I've used it for 30 years. So I have a hole there, and I just put that in the hole.
Okay, so
And-
Willow's Garden said, have you ever had an instrument that you just had a devil of a time repairing? Yes. I'm not even a repair person, but I can tell you he's had a couple of them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me zoom in here so you can.
Now, nothing comes to mind.
Oh, you've
right
had some
off the top of
trombone
my
slides that have
head.
been
Oh, yeah,
awful.
yeah. Sometimes you estimate like $50 and it ends up taking you 4 hours. Well, guess what? You just made $12.50 an hour. So, but it happens.
Okay, so what kind of sandpaper is that?
This is like it's a big roll of sandpaper.
Is it the same stuff as over there, the 120? Or
No,
is-
this is a little different, but it's pretty much the same stuff.
Okay.
Maybe it is the same. And this is 150. This is 150 grit. This is 120 grit. 120 grit's probably a little too harsh for tenon corks, but this is this obviously has been used many times. But what I do is it's actually wider than this. I'll take a strip and I'll rip it off, and you can use that for other things. Obviously, I have a lot of sandpaper in that box that I use for various things. And then I fold it in half like that. And then let's see, where was that in here?
So,
then
what are
you-
you trying to accomplish by doing this?
You make it fit because it's you need to make the, well, in this case the bell goes on this end. You make the bell fit tightly, but not too tight.
And you know from experience about how much that is.
Yeah. Yes. Well, right now you can't see this, but I am actually doing this. I'm putting all the pressure over on this end, and before I was putting the pressure on this end, and you probably couldn't even tell I was doing it.
Well, I can see that you've sawed off that one edge, or well,
Yeah,
the top
so-
edge and then the bottom edge.
And also another thing too, when I put the glue on here, I put it on messily, and the reason why is because I actually want the glue on here. That way, the sandpaper won't mar it. So when I'm done, I take a cloth and I clean that up. But okay, that's good. So I'll show you how I do that here. So yeah, it has the glue on there. So I take a cloth and I'll just hold it, like stretch it tight. Do that. And that cleans up all of the glue that was on there. So the glue protects it, and then you clean it up when it's done.
You know, I think I could do that.
You
It
could.
doesn't,
It's
that's not that
really
hard.
That hard.
I wouldn't do it as fast as you would.
Yeah, well, you get good at it. I've probably done 10,000 clarinet tenon corks, but yeah, once you get good at it, you can do it fast. You know, at the factory, I saw them do it at the factory before. They like line them up and they just like that, put the glue on it, and then they have a machine they put it in. It goes like on this peg, and then they have like the bench motor, and then they just have this thing. They put the bench motor up to it, and it's like a concave wheel. So it just like that, and then it spins the clarinet around as it does it, and it literally takes less than 1 second.
Wow.
So to do the sanding. I mean,
Right.
Of course, the other stuff takes a little longer, but yeah, they can do it very quickly. Okay, and then one more thing, then we'll let our poor viewers go.
David said to Willow that his old French horns are DIs.
Okay, I suppose I need to explain what a DI is now. DI is dreaded instrument. It's one of those instruments you really don't want to work on, but you need to anyway, so you do it.
Okay, what are you doing there?
Okay, I put some wax on there, paraffin wax, and I rubbed it on there. Then when I got done, I just took my hand and do that.
You were just
That
rubbing
puts-
it in.
Yeah, that gets it hot enough to like melt the wax into the pores on the cork. So now clean up the excess wax, and there is a completed tenon cork.
Nice. David said that the enharmonic euphonium he's working on currently has a lot of issues, but you know that's a fun
That's
project
kind of
horn.
a fun and dreaded instrument in a way. It's not really. The only reason it's dreaded is because it's taking so long. But that's my fault. I need to get back to doing that. So yes, stay tuned for another enharmonic euphonium video, which I am hoping is going to be coming out soon. We'll see.
Okay, Hi Man says, "What's the weirdest item stuck in an instrument?" Would that be the mouse?
No. Corn plant. Or actually, I did a thing. This was before I had my YouTube videos. I had a website where I wrote a few stories, and I had the top 10 interesting things. And I think number one. Well, I put number one as a mouse, but that's just because it was that day. But I think that the wasp nest and the corn plant were probably the two best.
All right, folks.
Well, thank you for watching.
And tell us if you want to do this again. We'll see if we can maybe, if you like it.
If you are still watching, obviously you are committed. Okay. Well,
Have a
thank
good
you.
day, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye.